What's up, y'all? It's Bill C, doing what I do. Today we're talking about music production. I use a program called Logic, but today we're going to talk about a program called GarageBand. First of all, because it's free. If you bought a Mac in the last several years, it comes as part of your operating system. If you don't see it in your dock, which should be down at the bottom, it looks like a little guitar. If you don't see it, then you can just hit your command in your space bar and go to your spotlight and type GarageBand. It'll come right up. The second reason is that GarageBand projects can be imported into Logic. So that means that if you have this free program, then I can work on projects that you start on your free program. So that saves you a lot of time and money of actually going to a studio and having somebody have to do this stuff for you, because you can sit around your house all day and do this yourself. So anyway, let's see. We're just going to go kind of quickly through this stuff, just an overview basically. What you're looking at here is we've got a bunch of tracks, which are all MIDI tracks, which stands for musical instrument digital interface. In general, I don't like MIDI music. It's kind of stiff, but it's useful for creating ideas, and it's useful for figuring out what you want to do with a song. And what happens is that you can change the samples later, or you can fix the timing later. So this is actually a pretty useful program, and MIDI is very useful. So basically what you have up at the top, if I hit over here, this is the mute button. If you hit mute, it blanks out a track and you won't be able to hear it. So if I hit this, which is solo, it mutes all the rest of the tracks except for the tracks that are soloed, and that's all you can listen to. So I soloed the top track, which is actually another thing I'm going to mention first, is down here you have your loop. So that creates this yellow bar up here. Once you turn your loop on, then it'll play inside that loop and keep going around. So this is the kick drum playing, and it's going to loop. Now if I double click this, or if I click over here, what happens is it opens up my, what do they call this, track editor? Some people call it it's a track editor. Some programs call it a piano roll. This shows you the actual beats of the drum, and or whichever sample you're using. So then I can add over here, have my snare in here is my drum and my snare. And come over here, look at this. Add the hi-hats in. Couple of toms I have down here. And then just to demonstrate something other than drums, I have grand piano for no particular reason. Alright, so that's basically how you set up your tracks. I do have a track over here, which is my entire drum kit being played. Like if I solo this, this has the whole drum kit in it. You have to unloop it, and it's not, the volume isn't up. So since the volume isn't up, what I have to do is click on this arrow here, which gets the track mixer out. The volume's all the way down. See, the rest of them have these volumes because I already mixed it. But anyway, so now when I click this and bring the volume up, so this is playing it by itself, just this track. This is all of the different drums in the kit. But the reason you don't really want to do that is because if you, let's say, where are we going? If we go over here to information, right, and you have details, drum kits, now you can put effects on it. You can use your compressor, use your equalizer, put some echo reverb on it, blah, blah. But the problem is if you do that, you're doing it to everything that's in here at the same time. So you don't really want to do that. What you want to do is you want to have everything on an individual track. First of all, because you want to be able to EQ things differently and compress them differently. And second of all, because if you send them out to somebody else, they're going to want to have individual tracks so they can mix it on their own. So, let's see, for instance, we have the drums up top. Go back over here, get our loop back on. Unsolo this, bring this back down. Get rid of this. Okay, so now grand piano is muted, I don't need that. So anyway, do this. There it is, that's what I was looking for. All right, so this is the bass gain that I already put on the kick drum, and it's only on the kick. So if I turn this off, the kick loses the bass. Wait a minute, solo. Depending on what you're listening to, you can hear the difference when I turn this off and on. So anyway, let's leave this on. And let's go over here to the snare, right? Now with the snare, you can kind of tell that it's trailing off. It's not just ending. It kind of lingers for a second. That's because on the snare, I have reverb on it. And the reverb on the snare is over here, whatever value that is. And if you look at the reverb on the kick, it's 0. So if I take the reverb off of the snare, so that's why you want to have each track individual, because you want to do whatever makes the particular instrument or particular drum sound the best in your estimation. So over here, okay, over here you have your loop browser. So what that does for you is, if you don't want to make up your own music, or you did make up your own music and you don't and you want to add something to it, then what you can do here is you can select loops from here, which they will add in a preview if you click on them. And your volume's down here for this. See, then something like this is useful, because this is what's done a lot of times, is you add beats to other beats. You know, a lot of the stuff that you listen to isn't made up of just one set of things. So you might want to add okay, and now I cannot explain why that turned off. But anyway, see, what else do we have here? Synths. There's some craft work going on. Let's go with blues bass. See what they give me. So as you can see, you can sit around and do this stuff all day. Anyway, this is what you want to use. You want to use GarageBand because once you do this stuff, all this stuff can be changed. The drums can be changed. The bass can be changed. The pianos, anything you put in there. There's also audio. We'll get to that another time, where you can actually sing or play your guitar into this, and you know, you can pretty much make up whatever ideas you want and then pass them off to be made into something more than you can make it yourself. So that's GarageBand. It's worth checking out, especially for free if you've got it on your Mac. So that is today's music production video tip. I'll catch y'all later. Bill C. I'm out.